So I'm out here in Sao Paulo in Brazil, and it's extremely sunny. It's not actually that hot, but yeah, it's very sunny. It's got a good vibe. This is kind of like the main sort of street, also I've heard, but it's not actually that busy. It might be because it's like a special day today. They have like random special days throughout the year, and maybe today's like one of those days, I don't know, but let's see what happens anyway. Desculpa, fala inglês un poco?
Yes,
un poquito.
I do.
You speak English?
Yes.
Okay, I like your style. I actually just saw you. You have a very nice style.
Thanks.
You're Brazilian, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I think you look very Brazilian as well. Yeah, you kind of caught my attention. You understand? I noticed you and you caught my eye. You caught my attention.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wanted to say hello.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine.
I think you're very friendly.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know you yet, but I get a sense that you're very friendly.
Yes, I am.
What are you doing here today? Shopping or?
I'm just walking around.
Oh, you're just exploring?
Just exploring.
Oh, okay, I was doing that as well, except I need to get some data on my phone. I need to top up my phone. I need to get some SIM card on my phone. I need to sort that out on my phone. So I'm going shopping around there. Pero yo no falo portugués mucho. Un poco portuñol. Un poquito portuñol. Tú tienes que ser mi profesora portugués. Creo que eres un poco tímida.
Muy.
¿Tímida? Ah, pero los brasileños son muy extrovertidas.
No todos.
Ah, okay. Solo en mi estereotipo. Yeah. ¿Qué haces en Sao Paulo? ¿Eres trabajando?
Eu trabalho, sim.
¿En qué?
Eu sou física.
Sou física.
Física.
Física. Ah, como science.
Yeah.
Ah, muy lista. Un poco, en inglés se llama nerd, un poco nerdy.
Yeah.
No pensaba eso. Cuando te veo, no pensaba eso. Tienes muchas sorpresas. So I've been in Brazil for a while, and so yeah, I just want to give my opinions, I guess, about the dating and the day game, etc. That I've experienced. I'd say overall it's been pretty good. Yeah, can't really complain. It's kind of as I expected it to be, pretty good overall. You know, the girls are very attractive for the most part, very friendly, very receptive, easy to speak to most of the time. And yeah, good weather as well, because I've been here kind of in their winter time-ish, so kind of coming up towards their winter time, and it's not too hot, it's not too cold, so it's actually pretty pleasant. You know, you're not sweating at any moments, and you're not freezing at any moments you know, really either. So overall, yeah, it's good. It's a pretty good time actually. Yeah, where do you think I am from?
Germany?
No, close.
I don't know.
UK.
Ah, UK. But you don't have the accent.
I don't have the accent.
No.
Oh, not everyone speaks like a royal family person. I have no, that's just on the TV.
No.
Yeah, trust me, I would know. I've been living there for much longer. And you seem very Brazilian.
Because I am Brazilian.
Except you speak very good English, so that's very suspicious. I'm thinking maybe you're not Brazilian.
No, I'm Brazilian. It's just because I work with foreigners.
So yeah, just to kind of start off with, I mean, the girls, yeah, they're pretty attractive. They're very kind of friendly and open. I mean, I can say that, you know, the Brazilian girls that I've encountered in London, you know, all the years that I did in London, obviously I had a lot of, you know, good experiences with Brazilian girls. But it's maybe a bit different when you're actually in the actual country itself, because generally speaking, when kind of girls move to another country, they're generally more kind of open-minded, more friendly, more willing to meet people in general. And so, you know, I kind of went here thinking that, you know, all the Brazilian girls are going to be super friendly, super open-minded, super easy to speak to, which is kind of true on the one hand, but they're not, it's not always, you know, all like that in some sense. So like, you know, I kind of went in here kind of expecting it to be like really easy mode and you know, just smooth sailing the entire time. Like literally everyone I'd approach would just be like super, you know, up for it. But it's not quite the case, you know, that you do get, you know, the normal amount of rejections and blowouts. Okay, maybe a bit less compared to somewhere like London, but still, you do still experience it in the kind of the normal sense.
Desculpa, você fala inglês?
So I guess in my case, you know, I had these kind of preconceptions thinking that'd be really easy, everything would be great, you know. But yeah, you still do experience some girls who are a bit closed off, a bit shy, not really wanting to meet you, that kind of thing. So yeah, you do still get rejections, you do still get blowouts. There is obviously a language barrier to an extent as well.
Un poquito. O español.
No.
Ah, ok. Me gusta tu estilo, es muy guapa. ¿Te entiendes? Quiero decirte hola. No? Okay.
You know, a lot of the time you're not gonna be able to converse in English with the girl, or her English is gonna be really, really bad. So you end up, you know, having to use Google Translate or just speaking like ridiculously basic English, which I don't really see that as a massive disadvantage, really, because if you kind of compare, like, you know, doing, for example, day games somewhere like in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, Brazil, you know, a lot of the time, yeah, you're going to come up with a language barrier, but then there's always going to be exceptions where the girl is going to speak English and you are going to have at least a basic conversation, and she's going to be way more kind of friendly and open-minded, receptive, etc., etc., compared to the equivalent amount of approaches that you would do, so say, for example, somewhere like London, where, as most people know, you know, you do have to run the numbers in somewhere like London, you know, as in anywhere really. You know, you're going to get girls who've got boyfriends, who are in a rush, don't have time to speak to you, not interested, etc., etc. And it's similar here as well, except the biggest thing is really the language barrier. So you have to kind of go through the filtering system and kind of, you know, focus on the ones that, you know, that you eventually find that do eventually speak at least a bit of English.
Okay, yeah, you look quite Brazilian actually, yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, actually I'm half Japanese, half Brazilian.
Oh, okay, that's very exotic. I didn't realise there were Japanese people here until
There's a lot.
I know. Until I walked through this.
From...
Oh, hi. Tu falas inglés un poquito? Okay,
Yes, I do.
I like your style. It's very nice.
Thank you.
I literally just walked past and I saw you here. I didn't know what you were doing, if you were like on your phone or looking for something.
No, we are going to somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Are you Brazilian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, you look Brazilian.
I look
And
Brazilian.
actually, but your English is suspiciously very good. I was not
Oh.
expecting this.
Yeah, it's because I was doing classes for 10 years or something.
Oh, okay. Did you live abroad or
Yeah.
something? Oh, okay. In America, maybe?
No, I lived in Portugal.
Oh, Portugal.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
I live with people from all over the world.
Oh, okay. So you're used to British guys like me, just
Yeah,
coming up to you and
also,
say
yeah.
hi. It's a bit random. I don't know if this is normal here. I mean, I've only been here like a couple of weeks.
To rich people?
No, to Brazilian people.
Oh.
I don't know. Are you rich? Did you say rich?
No, rich like to talk to someone,
Oh,
to read
okay.
someone.
Oh,
you know?
okay, yeah. No, I'm, yeah, I mean, for me, I'm quite a spontaneous person, but I've heard Brazilians are very friendly, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, we are, but not like we don't talk English here that much. You know?
Yeah.
So you're not going to find people that talk English.
Oh, okay,
that
except for
easily.
you.
No, yeah, you are lucky.
Very
but
lucky, yeah. Do you have like Instagram or something?
Actually I have.
Yeah.
Just lost it.
Oh, okay.
Because I just, you know that authentication thing? The double authentication?
Double education?
Authentication.
Oh, yeah.
From Instagram.
Yeah.
I just put this in my Instagram, now I can't
Oh, okay.
enter my Instagram.
You've been hacking into lots of phones, I think.
No.
I think you've got a bit
no.
of a. I think you've got a bit of an interesting side to you.
Low profile. Totally.
That's
low
what you want me to
profile.
think. That's what you want me to think. Okay, so you can't access your Instagram.
No, I can.
Oh, okay.
Maybe next week I can.
You know, me personally, I've got a bit of an advantage because I speak Spanish, so I can pretty much just speak Spanish to them and they kind of understand it. And when they speak, I kind of understand at least, depending on like their accent and how they speak and that kind of thing, anywhere between like 50% to like 75%, I can pretty much understand what they say. So I can kind of get the gist of it. And you know, sometimes they even speak Spanish as well, which is a big kind of advantage for me as well, really.
Solo conozco Buenos Aires, Rosario y ¿cuál es el otro? Hay tres ciudades muy...
Sí, conocidas.
Sí,
que son
sí.
bastante turísticas.
¿Cuál es? Buenos Aires, Rosario y el otro es...
La Plata.
No, es... no sé.
Mendoza.
No, es muy...
Rosario.
Rosario, Buenos Aires y hay otro que es el...
Santa Fe.
Santa Fe, puede ser Santa Fe, no sé, pero hay como tres ciudades en una línea, pero son los más conocidos.
Sí.
Sí. Quiero ir a Argentina, a Buenos
que ir
Aires.
para, por ejemplo, para ustedes, sí, o lo mismo aquí los brasileños es mucho más barato ir a Argentina.
Ah, okay. Sí, es
la
que
manera
la
que está.
economía está un poco mal, por eso no sé si es peligroso o no sé.
No, no es peligroso.
¿No?
No, van mucho, últimamente van muchos turistas, ahora en estos momentos así.
Tienes que llevarme un día,
Ah.
cuando tienes tiempo. Hoy no, porque no hay tiempo, pero
No.
otro. ¿Tienes Instagram or
Sí, tengo.
WhatsApp? Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, I'll send you a follow,
Okay,
and then maybe I'll see you next, chat to you next week.
maybe.
Yeah. Okay. But
nice
it
to
was
meet you.
nice to meet you. Take care.
And sometimes, you know, you get girls who can be a little bit flaky as well. So, you know, it's not so hard to get like a contact details over here. As long as you're cool and calibrated, you know, it's not too hard to get a number or an Instagram. But sometimes it can be difficult for them to respond back or to actually get them out on a date. And I think that goes back to what I said before about, yeah, sometimes maybe they've had, you know, somewhat, you know, negative experiences with guys, or, you know, they have a bit of stranger danger, that kind of thing. And so it's just a case of having to overcome that, you know, portray the fact that you're a cool, normal guy in your interactions, and build that necessary amount of comfort so they feel okay with you, basically. But yeah, overall, it's not too difficult, really.
¿Cuántos años tienes?
¿Cuánto acha?
Creo que 53. No, la broma. No, como 26 o algo. ¿Más? Ah, pareces muy joven. Para 36. 36? 37. Ah, you look very young. ¿Qué es tu secreto? Tu corazón brasileño. Eso es su secreto. Yeah. Vale, pues ¿tienes Instagram o algo? Te he escrito en Instagram. Ah, no tengo datos. Si quieres, puedes poner mi nombre en Instagram. Sí. Pon el mío en el tuyo. Sí, porque yo no tengo datos. Estuve en... ¿conoces Tim? Para comprar más datos, pero hay mucha gente. Ok. ¿Tiene Instagram?
¿Mi Instagram?
Su Instagram, ¿tienes?
Sí.
Yo escribo en Instagram y puedo entender más en Instagram, si quieres.
Ah, a pessoa que eu tava esperando chegou.
Tú.
É, a pessoa que eu tô esperando chegou agora.
Ah, tú esperando. Ah, ¿tienes novio?
Sim.
Ah, ¿tienes novio? Ah, ok. No sabía. Ok, no importa, no sabía, pero
Tudo bem.
buen día.
Bom dia.
Chao. Y yo soy de... ¿Sabes de dónde soy? Puedes adivinar.
Não dá pra adivinhar.
Ah, soy de Londres.
Eu ia falar que era inglês, mas...
Ah, inglés. Pero solo medio inglés, medio español. Por eso hablo español. Pero tengo que practicar más portugués. Tú, mi profesora portugués.
Não.
Pero yo soy un poco malo estudiante. Un poco travioso, no sé cómo se dice.
Não sei.
Vale, pues buen día y mucho gusto. Chao.
Tchau.
Ciao.
So the city itself is not exactly what I would call like a typical sort of day game city. You know, like something like London, for example, where, you know, you can walk around in central in lots of different directions, and there'll be plenty of, you know, footfall, lots of people to approach, that kind of thing. Here it's kind of like, you know, you've got this one big massive street near the center of the city in Sao Paulo, which is pretty good. There's a lot of people there. The vibe is decent. You know, there's a lot of like people selling stuff on the streets, shops, people, you know, entertainment stuff, you know, buskers, that kind of thing. And there's a pretty good vibe to the place, so it's a pretty chilled out place. And most importantly, it's a very safe place as well. So compared to like the rest of the city, people are a little bit less kind of on their guard. They're a little bit more open, more willing to speak. So that's great, you know, for that reason, you know, that particular street. It's called Avenida Paulista. It's a great street, really good amount of people, and yeah, it's safe and it's got a good vibe. When I first went there, actually the first time, it was a little bit empty, so I was thinking like, fuck, what is this? This is shit. There's not enough people here. But that was mainly because there was a particular day or something, there was some celebration. I think everyone was just kind of chilling at home or something. But yeah, on most days, especially on the weekends, it's pretty much packed, and there's lots of space because they actually open up the road, so like no cars are allowed through kind of at certain times during the day, which means it's fully open for pedestrians. So there's so much space to approach, it's so easy. But yeah, I think like a lot of people, when they think of, you know, Latin America in general, they're a little bit concerned about safety, which is fair enough. But the thing is that you don't really need to be too concerned as long as you stick to the main areas, which are, you know, known for having a, you know, decent reputation. You're not going into some random barrio or some favela or some dark alleyway. You know, use a bit of common sense, then you'll be absolutely fine. Most of the time, it'll be even safer than somewhere like London, where, you know, you could get mugged if you walk down a certain road, for example, or go into a certain park at night or whatever. It's the same here, really. You just need to use a bit of common sense. If you stick to like the main areas which are tried and tested, there's really nothing to worry about. So yeah, this whole thing about, you know, it's dangerous, it's not really a thing. Having said that, sometimes, you know, you might do an approach with a girl and she's a bit on her guard because of the fact that, you know, maybe she's had some previous experiences which were a bit negative. She felt a bit threatened, a bit scared, and so she associates any random person coming up to her with that. Whereas obviously, you know, that's not the case because you're going in with good intentions. But yeah, she still might have that kind of subconscious reference experience. Nothing you can really do about that sometimes. So yeah, I mean, sometimes, you know, occasionally the girls might be a little bit on their guard. They might not be as receptive because, you know, they might feel a bit sketchy, you know, speaking to strangers. But the good thing is that it's not always like that. It's not all like that. It's definitely a minority who are like that, and therefore they're not as open to, you know, cold approach. But generally speaking, they are very open to cold approach. They're very friendly, very warm, very easy to speak to, and that's what makes this a really good place overall. I want to visit Rio as well.
Yeah, Rio I think is way much nicer.
But I'm not really into the whole carnival vibes.
Carnival, yeah.
Yeah,
it's like,
for me it's like too many people, it's too loud.
Crowded, right?
Yeah, I'm more of an introvert, so like,
yeah.
I prefer...
You don't seem like an introvert.
I know. But actually I am. Like, I am naturally an introvert.
Yeah.
I like to have like quiet time by myself and that kind of thing. But I have a spontaneous side, so I can say hello, you know, to people, whatever. But yeah, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Take care. Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, so I highly recommend, you know, guys to come to, you know, what you could call a second world country such as Brazil, because it's just the experience itself. It's just so different and cool compared to what we're typically used to in the West. Not even just from like a dating perspective, but also just generally, you know, culturally. You know, stuff to do, and even just, you know, interacting with people in general, you know, you just get a real sense of, you know, a different kind of culture, different kind of vibe. It's very interesting. It's very cool. But yeah, I mean, it's just one, and even from a, you know, dating perspective, it's just something that I really recommend almost every Western guy experiences at some point, because, you know, it's just so much better, you know, the dating scene when you go to countries like this. You know, you go in there with so much higher value, you're going to get hotter girls just inherently, just from your SMV, and it's just going to be a better experience overall, you know. You don't have to put in as much grind as you do, you know, somewhere like in a Western country or a European country. You know, a lot of guys, they want to go to places like Poland, which is, you know, it's fair enough. You know, there's a lot of hot girls there, but it's incredibly saturated. So a lot of guys doing the same thing. They're thinking exactly the same way you are. Oh, where should I go with all the hot girls? Oh, let's go to Poland. you know, it's very, very saturated at this point. I mean, for me personally, I love the novelty factor of, you know, approaching a gal, and it's the first time she's ever been approached in a proper way, or at least in a good way. And for me, that just that's a great experience, not only for me but also for the girl, and that's what I really, really like. That's why I like coming to, you know, places like this, and I highly recommend, you know, you guys, you know, do that as well.
You've had a very interesting story though, it seems. I feel like I know your life story.
No.
Although you are still a bit mysterious for me.
I have a lot of stories. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been to other countries?
I've been to 35 countries.
Oh, okay. So you're like a proper nomad.
I was.
Oh, okay.
I had crypto money. I was a crypto millionaire.
Oh, okay,
now I'm
okay.
selling on the street. It's fine.
Yeah, you've definitely lived.
I've lived.
You've definitely got some. You've definitely got some stories.
Yes.
Did you ever go to Mexico?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Because I met a lot of people that were kind of like crypto traders in Mexico.
Oh.
But they were kind of from Europe or the US.
Up on that. Like, I was margin trading during the last halving, and I got liquidated by $10.
Oh wow. I dabbled.
Ouch. I was betting all my money that it was gonna go way past 10K, and then from 10K went to 3.
Oh, okay.
Beaches, waterfalls.
Yeah.
You can find.
I've heard like the northeast is very beautiful as well. It's
Yes.
got like very like here it's obviously very urban and very like concrete jungle vibes. But yeah, there it's a bit more like authentic Brazilian. I don't know.
Yes.
Are you originally from that area though?
Yes. we
Okay.
are from there.
I didn't even say where I'm from. I'm so rude. Do you know where I'm from?
No.
You can't tell from my accent.
I think you are English. or-
Yeah, English, yeah.
You are not American.
Okay.
I know that.
I'm a gringo, but from the other part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
London.
London. Yeah.
Great.
Do you guys have like Instagram?
Yeah.
Maybe we can connect.
Yes. we
Yeah.
have. She's very famous in our city.
Do you want to type it in?
You know, maybe some guys are a bit worried about, you know, the flight times or the travel costs for the flight and stuff like that. But, and actually, you know, you actually save money just by spending time here. You know, if you can actually spend like a reasonable amount of time somewhere like here, highly recommend you do it. You'll probably actually save money compared to, like, you know, renting in the West, in America or London or in Europe or something, because it is obviously a lot cheaper here. But yeah, I mean, I would recommend, if you're going to come here, you know, come for at least 2 weeks. You know, you want to experience it properly if you can. 2 weeks, I would say, is probably like the minimum I would recommend, because that will give you enough time to really integrate yourself into the dating, into the culture, get used to the environment, and have fun. You know, plan out some time to actually go out and explore. There's a lot of things to do, a lot of stuff to explore, a lot of cool landscapes. You know, if you like going into nature and stuff like that, there's a lot of that stuff here as well. So yeah, overall it's a great place. It's been really, really good, and yeah, highly recommend you guys come over here if you can. Thanks for watching. If you want to be able to do what you see me do in these videos, head over to my online course, which covers pretty much everything you need to know about day game to get to a good level and actually implement it in a manageable way. Link is in the description.